Let's ignore that I haven't uploaded in 2 months. I'm sorry, but I haven't been doing nothing. I've been doing a lot behind the scenes, and new videos are coming out soon, I promise you. I've been mulling over whether or not I should make this video for a while now. I originally scrapped it because the second half of Chapter 11EX was the most interesting the game has been in a while, but there have been two instances in the past couple weeks that made me want to make this video. If you're in the Honkai community, you'd know the 8.9 livestream has come out in China revealing that Part 2 will be ending in 9.0, 2 patches from now. Part 2 got axed like a manga that's ratings were too low. That news gave me a lot of feelings, and not a lot of them are good. Long story short, I am heavily considering dropping this game, but before you freak out, I thought it would be fun to walk you through my decision and show you why my interest in this game has been steadily declining. After that, I will tell you my plan for the future and what to expect. When Part 2 was first revealed, there was a lot of hate for it from the start, and I was one of the first people to defend it. I had faith that since Part 1 and 1.5 were good, Part 2 would be good as well, and I'll admit, it got off to a bad start. Chapter 1 was filled with confusing dialogue, word vomit, and scenes that should have ended 20 minutes earlier than they did. Chapter 2 still had its issues, but it was better, and Chapter 3 was the best of them. I might be biased, Chapter 3 helped me make these 3 videos, which are my favorite theory videos I've ever done. Chapter 4 was decent. It wasn't as good, but there were hints of something very exciting that kept me going, and the ending animation with Layla was the best thing to come out of Part 2 yet. Chapter 5 was great, and I still think Chapter 6 is the best chapter of Part 2. I loved every second of it. Huge lore drops, big reveals, and a shocking ending. Mwah! Magnificent. Unfortunately, in my opinion, Chapter 6 was the peak of Part 2, and it was all downhill from there. There's still some chapters I liked, but this was the beginning of the end. Before Chapter 7 even came out, it leaked that the next few patches were going to be 9 weeks long instead of 6, and it was later confirmed that this was going to be the new normal for Honkai. This was the result of Hoyoverse splitting their workforce so they could focus on their more popular titles, which is completely fine, but that doesn't mean I like the change. I actually think it's gotten worse. Now it fluctuates. It's either 8 weeks, 9 weeks, and sometimes 10 weeks. A 2 or 2.5 month wait for new chapter is too long of a wait. Sometimes I think it's okay. There's a gacha game I play that doesn't release main story often, but when they do, it's filled with chaos, big reveals, and plot twists. By the end of it, I think, wow, that long wait was totally worth it. That was amazing. I'm willing to wait for more. That's how I hope you feel about my videos. I thought that was going to be the case for Honkai, but after quite a few patches of this new normal, I'd say it dragged the story out longer more than anything, especially since sometimes there wouldn't be much lore or continuation of the story, and waiting 2 months to get something lackluster is disheartening. Chapter 7 is where the cracks started to form. I thought it was a bit of a disappointing follow-up to Chapter 6. Not a big disappointment, I liked Hooded Helia, but other than that, it was kinda mid. Chapter 7 EX was fine, same with Chapter 8. I thought the Helia versus Hooded Helia section was a bit too long, but other than that, I liked it. Chapter 9 was where it really started getting bad. I didn't like it at all. I thought it was the weakest finale chapter Hoyoverse made. The Corley and Narlap section was 4 hours long, filled with so much word vomit and drawn out sentences that I crashed out. The defeat of Layla was rushed, in my opinion. We got 5 chapters of build-up for an hour and 20 minutes, which I guess is fine, but I think that's what the majority of the chapter should have been about. There were a few more points, but I'll just send you over to this video. Chapter 9 EX was good, but it had one of the first signs that this was coming. They said, "Remember all those cool looking places we showed you in the first chapter? Yeah, you're not going to those places anymore." I remember saying that this was either the best thing for part 2 or the final nail in the coffin. I think I know which one it is, for me at least. I didn't like Chapter 10, but I understand why people do. Chapter 10 was a slice of life chapter with only a little lore and didn't progress the story that much, if at all. If you like slice of life, no hate towards you, glad you enjoyed it, but it wasn't for me. My video on it was 6 minutes long because I had no idea what to do for theories. There was almost nothing that really interested me. Chapter 11 came around. I enjoyed Dreamseeker and Yuyun's character development, but that's all. The second half bored me, and I could not figure out why. Things were happening, some intense things. We were trying to stop an entire city from being destroyed, but for some reason, I did not care about what was happening on screen and even zoned out a few times. Looking back, I think that was a sign that the end of the road was coming. I just didn't want to realize it. Chapter 11 EX was the inverse of Chapter 11. I liked the second half, but the first half bored me. The first half was slice of life just like Chapter 10, and my patience was starting to run thin because I did not want another lackluster, boring chapter, but thankfully, the second half saved it. Like I said in the beginning of the video, the second half of this chapter interested me more than anything else did in the arc. Senna's past was cool, we got some Kakuna finality lore, which was sick. Vita was a great surprise as well. I was really hoping part 2 would finally start to get better again. Then chapter 12 was released. I haven't made a review or theory video about this one yet, so what did I think about it? It was good. There were some reveals that we were waiting on since the beginning. We finally got to learn why Dreamseeker was contracted and how Yo-Yo Sanadina was born. We saved Layla from Narlab. It was fun. Why do I sound so nonchalant about this? Because the entire time I was bored. It was just like Chapter 11. Things were happening, but I did not and could not care about anything that was happening on the screen. This time for the entire chapter. Alright, I know it's telling us the reason that Dreamseeker got contracted, but I fear I still don't understand. To be fair, I've been skimming through this chapter. I'm realizing I don't really care about this story anymore. I'm slowly realizing that throughout the course of this chapter. Yeah, I think I'm done. I think I'm tapped out. I realized that I did not care for this story anymore. Didn't care about the main characters, didn't care about the side characters, didn't care about Layla. The only part of the story I still care about is Kiana, Vita, and Ajita, so I hope their stories end well at least. This may seem like an extreme reaction. I didn't like a few chapters, therefore I am throwing away the whole story, but you have to remember, I have not enjoyed the entirety of a chapter, not just the first half or second half, but the entirety of a chapter since Chapter 9 EX. And thanks to the new 8 to 10 week patches, Chapter 9 EX was 9 months ago. That is nearly a year of waiting for lackluster chapters and not enjoying where the story was heading. There were chapters I didn't like before 9EX as well, so basically a year. They dragged it out too long. I was not enjoying the Defane arc at all. My patience had broken, and the news that this would be the final arc of part 2 was the final nail in the coffin for me. I will make a video of chapter 13 and the final chapter when those come out. Maybe I'll combine both chapters into one final video, who knows. I was here from the beginning of part 2. The least I can do is finish it. After that, I don't know what my future with Honkai Impact will be. They say after part 2 is over, the story will continue in episodes or epilogues. All I'm saying is I'm going to play 1 or 2 of those, and if they don't interest me, I'm dropping the game. It hurts my heart to say that because this was the first game to give me a burst of views and subscribers, and I thank every one of you who subscribed to me for my theory videos. I'm sorry to all of you, but I haven't felt the excitement I once felt for this game in a year, and I'm tired of pretending that I do. I hope you stick with me for this new chapter of the channel. There are a lot of gacha games that do excite me and that I do want to talk about. You'll be seeing those videos soon. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.